What's up everyone? Today I'm down at Touring Sport getting to check out the 2017 Ducati Hypermotard 939. Huge shout out to them for providing this bike for today's video. Definitely check out their website in the description below. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in Ducati red and has an MSRP just under $13,000. The 939 comes with a new Testastrada L-twin cylinder with 4 valves per cylinder. It measures 937 cc's or 57.3 cubic inches. It's both liquid cooled and fuel injected. Paired to a 6-speed transmission, first gear is 1 down, neutral is halfway between first and second, and you go up 5 gears all the way to 6th. The engine produces 113 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 72 pound-feet of torque at 7,500 RPM. It is chain driven to the rear wheel with a dry weight just under 400 pounds. You can expect 0 to 60 to be in the low 3-second range depending on the rider's skill level, with a top speed of 140 miles an hour. And not that MPG is important, but based off a 4.2 gallon tank, you can expect anywhere between 30 and 40 miles per gallon. The seat height measures 34.2 inches. It has a wheelbase of 58.8. The length is 83.5 inches. It has a width of 35.2. Starting up front with a super clean yet aggressive enduro style look, this bike has handguards with integrated LED turn signals on either side, super short front fender with air intakes to provide more air cooling to the radiator, and aluminum front forks. And there are very aggressive lines coming along the front fender. The wheels are 17 inches and made of a cast aluminum with a very nice 10-spoke design wrapped in Pirelli tires. The front suspension is a 43mm inverted fork with front travel at 6.7 inches. The front brakes have two 320mm semi-floating discs with 4-piston calipers measuring 12.6 inches, and ABS is standard. The rear suspension is a progressive linkage with adjustable spring, preload and rebound dampening with an aluminum single-sided swing arm. The rear travel is at 5.9 inches, and the rear brake is a single 245mm disc with a 2-piston caliper measuring 9.6 inches, also with standard ABS. This bike offers the body-colored frame. The side fairings have very nice lines running along them. After you insert the key, you can just twist the gas cap right off. This has the single-piece seat. It's still a 2-seater. Stainless steel side exit exhaust. You have LED turn signals with your brake light located just above that. And now with the key, we'll go ahead and hop on the bike and go through all of the settings on the gauges. Most bikes have a handlebar lock, so inserting the key, pushing down and turning to the left will lock that. I'll go ahead and turn it to the right to turn on all the electronics. And then we can go ahead and start it up. So as you just saw, this is obviously how you turn on and off the bike with the engine kill switch and start button. You have your front brake with your handguard and side mirror. And on the left side is all of your hand controls for that center screen. So you have an up and down arrow, a side to side. This is also your blinker with an off button for the blinkers and an OK switch. And then your horn. And your high beam switch is located on the top. And then obviously the clutch and your side mirror on the left side. The front brake also has some adjustability to it, which is nice for your own personal preference. So by using those buttons on the left side, if I push on the up arrow, you can see me go through the air temperature, the clock, and the engine temperature. If I hold for 3 seconds on the bottom arrow, you'll see a screen light up. You can go through your race mode, some background light settings, your lap time, you have your clock. Changing the units and your battery and the RPM level can be adjusted as well. So you have a lot of customized settings in this one screen. So under R mode, you can go through your different settings. So you have sport, touring, and urban. I'll go over those later in this video during the riding section. And now back to the home screen, we have your miles per hour and your gear selection on the right. This has the digital RPM gauge that runs along the whole top of it. We have your side indicator lights with an engine light, your neutral light, ABS, and your fuel gauge. All right, so now it's time to go for a ride on the Hypermotard 939. I love the style of this bike. It's pretty much a dirt bike, street legal dirt bike. Let's go ahead and hop on. It does have a very high seat height. I am 5'10", and I am tiptoeing it right now. So if you're any shorter than that, it might be a little more difficult. So even with a high seat height, you can actually opt for a shorter seat height. I'm not sure how much lower it is, but it's a completely different seat that gives you a little bit more to put your feet down on the ground. So that is a cool option to have. Oh, this is so upright. It's so awesome to be out on a bike like this, especially growing up riding dirt bikes. This enduro style bike you sit so far forward on the bike. It's such a cool experience compared to a sport bike. All right, so now that we are out on the roads, I'm gonna start off with the comfort. I love being upright. Compared to a sport bike, you know, you're not hunched over or anything. You definitely feel all of your weight over this front tire. I mean, it is literally right there, which is so different, but the overall riding position, again, is so comfortable. I have all my camera gear on my back right now, and you know, it's not even a strain because I'm sitting upright. I'm not hunched over or anything. Again, you could go on a long trip and easily probably fit 2 people on it as well, which is the cool thing. So now that we're at a stoplight here, I can kind of go over how to change all of the different modes. So again, you have urban, sport, and race. So if you hold on this top button here, you can hit the selector and you'll go through sport, touring, and urban, and you can select which one you want to go through. I'm going to keep it in sport for now. The differences between these 3 modes is that sport and touring give you all of the 113 horsepower that this bike has. When you put it back into urban, it only allows the bike to have 75 horsepower. So it limits the power, kind of just more of a cruising style on the bike. The technology is incredible. You have 8 different modes that you can go through. I think 3 of them are traction control buttons. You can completely shut it off as well. So you can customize this between, ooh, let's take this turn here. Oh, I feel like putting my foot down compared to riding a dirt bike. But again, you have the sport touring and the urban mode, so you can customize those as much as you want to give yourself a lot of throttle. You can give yourself more traction control, less traction control, shut it completely off, along with the standard ABS that you get. We are just taking some awesome roads. Brakes work super well. All right, coming to another turn. I'm getting the hang of it. Being upright, it's definitely a different feeling. You can also opt for the SP, which is the sports package on the Hypermotard 939. So that bike's gonna cost you a little bit more on the MSRP, but you get a completely different suspension setup. You get forged aluminum wheels instead of the cast aluminum. So you have 2 different options that you can go with. There's no bump in the horsepower. You just get a more of a race-tuned suspension than on the normal 939. I'm liking the visibility on this bike. Obviously on a motorcycle, there's no restrictions. It's only where you're turning your head. The mirrors are located in a great position on both sides, so you have that to help you out. And I love the look with these handguards. This is such a fun bike to ride so far. And then coming to a stop, these brakes definitely do a great job at bringing this to a complete stop. The LCD screen is very easy to read, laid out very nicely with your speedometer on the right side. I love having the gear indicator. That's nice to have on a bike. And we're coming up to another turn here. Just the handling on this bike. For just under 400 pounds, you can easily put this bike where you want it. You'd get used to the weight if you're not used to riding a bike that weighs this much. But so far for me, very easy to maneuver. We're gonna do a little pull. Woo! Right up to speed. No problem getting up to speed, that's for sure. It actually has about 3 more horsepower than its predecessor. They discontinued making the 1100 and the 821, I believe it is. Combination of great power. The torque has actually been increased at a lower RPM range as well. So it kicks in at about 6,000 RPM, and you can definitely feel that in sport mode. We'll go ahead and do another pull here. Whew, from third gear, it definitely gets up and goes, that's for sure. Now the exhaust, surprisingly, is not that loud. It is a single exit, so on some bikes like that, you might hear a little more drone on the right side of your body. The handguards on this bike have to be my favorite. Something about it is so cool. You have your LED indicators in both of them, which is a very cool and clean design. You don't have them sticking down on the sides or anything. They're kind of flush mounted into the handguards. So my overall thoughts, I absolutely love it. I love being upright. It's such a fun bike to be on. I'm sure taking this out on some back mountain roads, you could definitely have a blast. So that is my walk-around review and test ride on the 2017 Ducati Hypermotard 939. Huge shout out again to Touring Sport for providing this bike for today's video. Definitely check out their website in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for more content on the way. I'll see you all next video.